Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new chapter of Shingeki no Kyojin, or you could call it Attack on Titan, on chapter 112, which is the last chapter before the last chapter of the year before the new year, 2019. I'm pretty sure you all know that, etc. Anyways, this chapter right here just became very crazy. The ending right there, from the middle, from the beginning to the middle to the end. I am here trying to wonder what is bound to happen next, because honestly, after what just been revealed and what is just shown and what just happened, it's not going to be very pretty from here on out. It's going to be very bloody and all out possible civil war, depending on the situation. So if anything else, let's just get this started. We have to it that it starts off with Jean having to grab Niccolo and ask him, "What the hell do you mean Zeke's spinal fluid is in the wine?" Niccolo says, "I don't have any proof right now, but the survey corpse had been packed with a lot of wine from the start. And in short term, ever since that voyage started, the wine that was infected by Zeke's spinal fluid, it might be in there." And we see to it that Jean's like, "Who in the hell told you this?" And Niccolo's like, "It's Yelena." Even Oya Kapoyan, how you pronounce his name, says, "Hey, I never heard of this either." And Connie's like, "Hey, this doesn't make any sense then. They're supposed to freeze up and possibly faint out or something before this happened. That's what happened in Rakugo, no?" And we see to it that Hanj is like, "This is just what Zeke said. It's not like anyone saw it happen or see it confirmed. But the effect of that believable lie is immense, you know? But if everyone has been drinking the wine and has Zeke's spinal fluid, then it looks like it's gonna be deadly." But John can only panic and ask Niccolo, "Yo, but this is just a theory, right? There's no proof of that." But Niccolo's like, "Yeah, it's just my own theory or something. But I'm gonna tell you right now, and it's not looking very good, that 10 years ago, Mali actually took down a freaking enemy nation's capital one night because they had a bunch of Eldians ingesting Zeke's spinal fluid, and all they had to do was transform to Titans due to Zeke's scream." So pretty much right now, it's looking very horrid right now because of what just happened. Right now, like Niccolo said, he doesn't know about the higher ups in the courts to drink that suspicious wine whatsoever. Even Niccolo says, "Our plan was to survey the island of devils and save the world. But you know what else? Is that if they find out about this, I don't have much longer to live." Even right now, Niccolo apologizes to Mr. Blouse, capable, unable to be like him. And we see to it that Han says, "We'll have to go with Niccolo's true theory for now. Everyone take off your jackets and wash your hands." And we see to it that Gabby ends up having a small talk with Mikasa and Armin. And we see to it that Gabby asks him, "Why'd you guys protect me?" And Mikasa's like, "There's no reason in particular. Why wouldn't we?" And we see to it that Gabby's like, "I killed your close friend. I beat a guard unconscious with the rock, but not Falco. I want you to take him as a prisoner, and killing me should be enough, right? I mean, wouldn't it satisfy you?" But Armin's like, "We're not going to kill you, and we're not going to go there. If we did that, this killing needs to stop." And of course, he ends up saying, "It reminds me of someone named Aaron," but except Aaron comes in and wants to talk with them. And his hand is wounded as a warning sign to say, "You better keep your calm down or I'm going to kill you all," kind of thing. Like, what I'm saying is that Aaron has a cut on his hand and he's ready to transform to cause some chaos if necessary. We see to it that Hanj and everyone else gets pointed at guns after Oya Kaponya ends up saying that there's someone at the door and they all are under arrest. Flock, on the other hand, says, "You gotta tell us where Zeke is right now." And Hanj is like, "Look, we're not trying to oppose you, alright? Did you get the proposal from the corpse?" And Flock's like, "Yeah, and we declined it because we don't negotiate with the corpse." And Hanj is like, "Why is that?" And Flock's like, "Is it because you're putting your fate in the commanded pixies of the fate of this island? I bet he's coming out the plan to take Aaron's freaking founding titan away from us as we make our way to Zeke." And Hanj is like, "I think you're being delusional and gone local. Can't we just talk this out?" But Flock's like, "Either you listen or I'm going to fire on your butt. You hear me?" And we see to it that that Niccolo was snitched out on by Grior, and he says like, look, Niccolo, you gotten too close to the Eldians. I knew this day would come. I was right to not tell you how to contact them. And Niccolo's like, did Yelena put you up to this? And Han's just trying to calm the situation and says, there's no reason for us to fight against one another. The wine is contaminated with Zeke's spinal fluid and has been served throughout the freaking survey course. Zeke has us dancing on the hand of his palm, and Greedo over there should have an idea what the hell is going on. And we see to it that he says, if anything, Niccolo's just being delusional here. He has no proof of that. And we see to it that Flock's like, look, are you finished? We'll be tying your hands, otherwise we'll be firing upon you. And he decides to take the family, who is actually innocent of this, arrested as well, which just shows that either Flock and Eren are just gone loco. Well, I'll get to that just a moment. Aside from that, we had to it that Jean's like, can you stop? Do you not understand the enemy's plans right now? They're about to have our heads for this. And we see to it that, oh, well, those idiotic military police would just look very stupid then. And we see to it that Han's is like, hey, you never told the military police brigade about the wine? What the hell do you know about it? And we see to it that he even puts up like this, which confirms or maybe gives out a clue that he might have gave the wine to the military police on purpose, even if they had the Zeke spinal fluid. So, whatever the case may be, we see to it that Eren ends up talking to Mikasa and Armin in a quiet environment. And we see to it that Eren wanted to talk to Mikasa and Armin that we could settle Eldia's problems without any conflict. We're just moving the others, Hanji the others, and we just want... And Armin's like, we want to talk to you, alright? We just want to know what you are thinking, Eren. What made you decide on your own to attack Marley if Zeke and Yelena have gotten you onto their side? And Eren's like, I'm free. I don't know what you're talking about. Whatever I do, whatever I choose, I'm doing it out of my own free will. And even Eren confirms that Yelena had a secret night with him, etc. And Mikasa says, I think you're being controlled. You're not the kind of person who kill innocent civilians and children, even if they are an enemy of the state. I cared about you so much. Remember the time you saved me from being kidnapped, wrapped the scarf around me? And we see to it that Eren's like, keep your freaking hands on the table. And we see to it that Eren also says that he spoke to Libero with Zeke brother to brother, and he learned a lot more then, and he actually knows more than what Marley does have. And we see to it that Eren asks Armin, have you been seeing Annie a lot lately? He even accuses freaking like Armin being controlled by Bertolt's memories, and it's like clouding your judgment. And you are an advisor elder of the 9 Titan holders, and you never held back before an enemy. And now you say, let's talk. You always had a judgment that led us to an answer, and now you've gone too soft. What the hell is wrong with you? Bertolt's gone to your brain, and you're being controlled by the damn enemy. Even Gabby herself is listening to all this, being very confused. Even she doesn't even know what the hell is going on. Aside from that, like, Mikasa was trying to ask Eren, like, what the hell are you even trying to do? And Eren's like, I'm just saying nothing further removed from freedom than ignorance. Even Eren says that he actually knows a lot about Ackermans, and there's a reason why Mikasa is so strong. Is because, like, throughout the ancient times when the Eldian Empire was around, we had to it that the Ackerman clan maintained a human form and they could actually manifest power of the Titans. But you see here, they actually was designed to protect Eldia's king. As a result, the instincts in your blood will activate once they recognize someone as a host. In other words, Eren is saying that Mikasa is only strong because you have these instincts right in your systems, and you're just clinging on to me as an instance of an Ackerman. The time when I was facing death, I told you to fight, and all of a sudden, the instinct hidden inside the Ackerman clan's blood ends up awakening. It not only heightens your physical abilities to the extreme, you are actually given the experience in battle accumulated by every past Ackerman in the way of a warrior. Not only that, because like you believe you had to protect me, is why you were able to continue to have that strength. And Mikasa tries to tell Eren, "You're wrong. I was able to fight because you told me to fight. It was all because of you." And we see to it that Eren says another thing. "Well, let me tell you something. Once an Akuman awakens, they often find themselves suffering from sudden headaches. They say this happens out of true self trying to resist being forced to protect its host." Sound familiar? Even Mikasa remembers having those headaches before. Even I remember that Mikasa had a headache too. I mean, like, whatever the case may be, it's only becoming very deadly. Well, not deadly, but in terms of like headaches, it happened to her recently. I mean, if you guys been keeping up with the Attack on Titan or Shingeki no Kyojin every month, you guys may have an idea. But aside from that, we see to it that Eren also says, like, "You know what I'm saying? The real Mikasa that's been 9 years ago, you only been faithful to me to your Akuman instincts. You, a clan who lost their true selves, created only to follow orders. In other cases, you guys are just slaves." And Armin's like, "Hey, knock it off, Eren." Not to mention, freaking Eren's like, "Do you know what I hate most in this world? Anyone who isn't free, that or cattle." And you know what? Just looking at them made me so angry, and now I finally understand why. I couldn't stand to look at the undoubting slave who ever followed orders. Even Eren says, "Ever since I was a kid." He even told Mikasa the truth right in her face by saying, "I've always hated you, okay?" And we see to it that Armin tries to punch Eren for saying that, and Mikasa ends up stopping Armin and slammed him on the table, not even noticing what the hell she just did. And Eren's like, "See? All you ever done is live according to your Akuman blood has told you to do." Even Mikasa cries in tears, not knowing the truth, and maybe the truth has struck to her. This caused Armin to punch Eren very hard and tries to fight against him, but Eren easily beats his butt in a fight and says, "You never could ever fight me. You understand that? You could never stand a chance against me." Even Mikasa asked Eren to stop right now, you know? And we have too that Eren's like, "Look, stop. As I said from the start, you'll tell me what Zeke is. There's no need for us to fight. So just come with us, alright? And bring the little brat who killed Sasha too." And freaking Armin asked Eren a question. "So, is this what you wanted to say? Is that the freedom you wanted? The freedom to hurt Mikasa? Tell me, who's the real piece of filthy garbage? Who's a real slave to a piece of garbage or something?" And we see to it that Eren's like, "Who the hell are you calling a slave? Let's go." And they go like, "Where are we going?" "Where it all started. Shiganshina District." And we see to it that the scene switched to where Zeke and Levi and the other people are at, and they end up reporting to Levi what Eren and his Jaegerists are doing right now. They demand that they know where Zeke is and then everything else. Right now, the soldiers are telling Levi everything, that we're trying to cooperate with Jaeger and the Jaegerists right now. And the only way is to have someone else eat Eren, right, by hand. And pretty much that's the case. They plan to create an opportunity while Eren is being led here and to have him eaten. So it looks like to me Commander Pixies wants Eren eaten because of what he's doing right now. So I'm thinking in my mind, I guess Flock was right, etc. And he's being very wise to that act. Even Levi was just wondering in his mind right now, I've saved Eren's life and again. Each time so many of my comrades died for him. I did it because I believed there was hope for humanity's survival, you know? Even Levi is having some crazy headaches right now. He said, "That's right. This is what my belief has gotten me." It's almost like one big awful joke that we all had our eyes on. What was that? The struggles to the death have gotten us this far. Give me a break. Don't be ridiculous. Even Levi is wondering to himself, or he's having a headache right now. So, whatever the case may be about the Akuman blood, and then telling them just listen, protect the host whatsoever, it's starting to have maybe some effect not only on Mikasa, but possibly on Levi himself. And right now, Levi's thinking in his mind that there's another piece of filth that we need to be feeding to a Titan to. And they go, "You mean Zeke, right?" And Levi's like, "Yeah. Once Historia is prepared, we'll feed her to become the next Beast Titan." And we see to it that one of the soldiers like, listen, but Eldia's done for if it's all-out attack on us in the few months, and there's no guaranteeing her unborn child's death or something. And we see to it that Levi tries to counter by saying, we could strike Marley again and delay their attack. I know it's absurd, but this is where it matters now. I'm not going to let him dictate things any longer. Tell Pixies that. We need to end Zeke once and for all. Rip off his limbs, and the old man will be ready then, right? Even Zeke, who might have seen the conversation, etc., was being suspicious about that. But aside from that, Zeke and Levi have a little conversation, and Levi's thinking in his mind he will, no matter what the reply is, he will kill Zeke or cut off his limbs. So that guy better be ready. So the guy was his enemy all along, and I knew there was no reason to keep any limbs on our hostage. But Levi's thinking in his mind that he will fulfill the promise he made with Irvin that day. Your deaths had meaning, and I'll be able to prove it. But apparently Zeke, on the other hand, ran to where a soldier is, and he ends up screaming, and Levi's like, oh, hell no. And all the soldiers who drank the wine ends up transforming into Titans and falls down, and Levi can only stare on in great agony and horror or freaking feared look on his face right now, because Zeke, oh man, and the chapter ends off there. Yeah, man, I mean, if you guys read the chapter, you would know what I'm getting at. Aside from that, this chapter right here was crazy. If I had to put it in simple terms, without a lot of detail, Niccolo does not know if the wine guy is filled with Zeke's fluid, but all I know is like they're trying to figure out what's the next plan, and Armin and Mikasa are visited by Eren, while Hange and the others are arrested by force to give him where Zeke is hiding at right now. And of course, like let me see here, Flock is just being sneaky as usual, as you see on his face if you read the chapter. And Eren has a talk with Armin and Mikasa with Gabby, listening to the conversation, while Eren ends up telling why Mikasa is so strong, because of Ackerman blood. You want to protect the host, and you're doing it out of your instinct, and you end up having these headaches to say, oh, you need to protect me or something, you know, that's it, etc. Forced to protect the host. And we see to it that knowing about the Ackerman blood, and then Armin gets really mad after what Eren said to Mikasa, saying, I hate you. Armin and Eren ends up fighting after Mikasa all of a sudden ends up stopping Armin from attacking him and says, you did it out of your Ackerman blood, as told you or something. And of course, you know, Armin and Eren fight, and then Eren's like, we're taking you to the Shiganshina district whatsoever. Levi is given the message that Zeke is the enemy, and Eren and the others are causing major terrorist attacks, if I have to say it, or call them Jaegerists. And we see to it that Levi wants to fulfill the promise to kill Zeke, but I'm afraid that may have to be delayed, because Levi is now dealing with Zeke's freaking corpse, his bodyguards turning into Titans again, and Levi could only stare on in horror and in scared look because of them ingesting Zeke's spinal fluid with the wine. And right now, the way I'm looking at it right now, Levi does not have his blades on him right now, just only part of his equipment. Yeah, it's not looking so good right now. One thing for sure, Eren's gone a little crazy. Well, if I have to say a different type of crazy, he's gone tyrannical or something. He's becoming the very same people that the Marley and the entire world has done to hurt and oppress his people. He's just become the same as them. And you guys might be thinking, like, what makes you think Eren's the same as them? Well, what he's doing, his tactics, wanting to win and trying to, like, do this by violence or something, try to make things right by fighting, he's already becoming the same as those murderous people such as Marley and the world. I mean, like like, I know what I'm saying is confusing, but Eren is already becoming somewhat of an antagonist himself. Like, in other cases, he's already becoming a monster. But with him doing things here and there and learning a lot, who can say? Can we all blame him? Who knows? But whatever the case may be, it's not going to be looking pretty, that's for sure. So don't know what's bound to happen, but it's gonna it's gonna be very bloody. And I hope Levi will be okay, but we'll have to figure it out. I mean, he's an Ackerman, we'll have to see, but knowing that Ackerman's instinct and blood and the strength, depending on how long they can keep their power up, the power going or something, is all on Mikasa and Levi themselves. But like I said, we'll have to see. So until then, I will see you guys in my next video. I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, right? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-oo!